G'day, Brian here, and apart from the Midgie, here we are back at Elephant Plains Game Lodge in the Sabi Sands for the 5th time. And this time, unfortunately, we can only sneak in a night for a last minute. We've been here in South Africa for 3 months and didn't know whether we were going to fit it in our schedule with all the other lodges we've been to and trips into Kruger. But glad to be here, even if it's just for one night. So I've just checked out the rondavels here, and last time we were here they'd gone through and updated all the suites over a year or two, and now they've gone and done the rondavels, new doors, new sliding doors, aluminium sliding doors, floors, everything. Certainly looks more up to date than it was. I guess the original rondavels here were actually from the original design when they were here, but it's about it's a nice day, super clear. It's about 35 degrees Celsius, and about to head over for lunch at 2. First game drive tonight is 3:30, starts at 3:30, and then we've got tomorrow morning. And I've got my targets. I'm not going to say anything because we know the leopards that are around here very well, especially. That is what Sabi Sands is most famous for, is leopard sightings. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, up until now we've done something like 46 or 48 game drives within the Sabi Sands, and we've seen leopards on 40 or 42 of those drives, depending if I can remember whether we've done 48 or 46. And in total we've seen over 50 leopard sightings here in the northern Sabi Sands. When you think that on some drives we might have 2 or 3 leopard sightings, different leopards. But yeah, great to be back. Super chilled atmosphere. It's like no one's here at the moment. We know it's full because we got the last room. So all the suites and all the rondavels, 5 rondavels, and I can't remember how many suites they've got here, including a honeymoon suite. But yeah, nice atmosphere, very chilled, not over the top. You know, you feel comfortable here in Elephant Plains Game Lodge. And I can't really report much since my last videos on the common areas and that. They haven't changed at all. You can check out my walkthrough of Elephant Plains back then. And it's the game drives. Let's see what we'll see. But of course I got my fingers crossed and that our hit rate for leopard sightings is going to continue. I will catch you up. Normally the game viewers are full, so it's very hard to do kind of like a intimate chat during every time you stop for whatever it is, and whether it's elephants, lions, whether it's giraffes or impala. It's quite hard to do a talk through and have people behind you. So I'll be following up after tomorrow morning's game drive before we leave and head back to Hoedspruit. And you know, we just came from Korongwe Game Reserve, and in the morning we were walking with cheetahs, so who knows what we're going to get this afternoon. So I'll talk to you after we've done tomorrow morning's game drive and give you an update of this express visit to Elephant Plains Game Lodge and the Sabi Sands Game Reserve. Bye for now. G'day, Brian here. So let's wrap up this Express Safari Elephant Plains game lodge here in the northern Sabi Sands. And certainly I think the best value lodge here. It's the second cheapest lodge, but when you consider the area they can traverse over other private parts of the reserve between some other lodges, it's certainly the best value as well. And there's usually quite a bit of decent activity here in the north of the Sabi Sands, especially for leopards. But let's kick off with last night's drive. We actually went maybe 5 minutes, and there was Tiani, the female leopard's 2 cubs, around 4 months old, I think they said, around that, which was awesome. They were in a decently clear spot, got some good pics and some good video. Mum was out hunting, so they were trying to find Mum and track it, but they had no luck. She was going deep into the bush. And as far as I know, last night and this morning, and Tiani's my muse leopard. I've known Tiani since 2016 when she was about 1 year old. So I've got a big tattoo of the outline of Africa with a picture of Tiani, or Tiani's face, from a picture I took back in the day. So she's definitely my muse and my favourite cat in the world. So it was great to at least see her cubs, because we didn't get to see her this time, but we'll be back and try to get to her next time we're here. But cubs, super cute, awesome. And then we kicked off and we found out that Shidulu, one of the other leopards from the northern Sabi Sands, seen Shidulu a number of times before, and she'd made an impala kill. She wasn't near the kill. Interesting thing we heard about Shidulu, which I didn't know from before, is she doesn't like to hoist carcasses, so she loses a lot to hyenas and lions. She had had a bit of a feed and moved off the carcass, and wisely, because she was maybe 80 metres or something like that away from the carcass, and just in case hyenas or lions come in, she won't have to worry about having a tangle with those guys at all. But it was good to see her again. She's about 11 now. Tiani's around 10 now. I guess they kind of, the math's right. 2016, she was about 1 year old. But it was good to see her, and like, we pitched up right alongside her. She was within a couple of metres. Thank you, Sabi Sands. What a place. The greatest place to see leopards in the world. And then we moved on because we'd heard there was a big elephant bull. Yeah, he was a monster. There were other elephants, but yeah, this is one big boy, so I spent some time with them. There was some other general game like impala and wildebeest. And then we heard the Kambula pride. Again, I have a history with these guys, not these 4 boys, but they are the offspring of the Birmingham pride, who used to rule this area, or the Birmingham males, I should say, who that coalition used to rule the northern Sabi Sands in the late 2010s. And I was very familiar with them, my favourite lion pride of all time. So it's good to see the 4 boys there. They're moving around. They're not quite dominant, you know, they kind of get kicked around a little bit. They looked in great condition, to tell you the truth. But they do kind of get pushed around a little bit by more experienced males. But one day they may well come into their own. There is 4 of them, and they are big. So that kind of ended our night here, or our first night drive. And next morning we got up. It was a quieter drive. We did come across the 2 little cubs, not in anywhere near as good a position, but we could see them. Took a little bit of video and a couple of photos of those guys. Prior to that, I should have mentioned, we saw a beautiful big rhino bull, dominant bull for this area. Lovely guy, got super chilled, so we kept a respectful distance, but he got used to us pretty quickly, and all the vehicles, well, 2 to 3 vehicles would be at a sighting like that at a time, not packed at all, and we had some enjoyable moments just watching this guy go about his business. And after that, it was really just a little bit of the plains game and some giraffe and stuff like that, so relatively quiet. But our strike rate again for leopards of, gosh, whatever that is, we've done like 50 drives, say, in the Sabi Sands over the years, and we've got something like a 90% strike rate for seeing leopards on any drive, and sometimes multiple leopards, like last night where we saw the cubs and Shadulu in one drive. So absolutely amazing. Definitely be back for longer this time. It just couldn't get it all into our schedule. Checking out a couple of other game reserves in the area kind of took our time, but now that we've done that, we'll definitely be back for maybe at least 4 nights next time here. And really enjoyed the stay. The food offering definitely has improved since the last times that we have been here at Elephant Plains. Good to see the rondavelles have had a bit of a makeover, especially the floors and that just look a lot more neat, tidy, modern than they did before. So don't hesitate to pick a rondavelle over a suite if that's what's in your budget. Staff are super friendly and helpful. So great stuff there. So it's thoroughly enjoyed our time. Got to head back to Hoodsprit, but we will be back to the Sabi Sands and Elephant Plains Game Lodge. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.